But just know, Zebo is where it's at.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to the Last Minute Podcast. On the right, I got Zebo.
Yep.
And on the left, we got a very special guest.
Makeda Iroquois.
Yeah.
And we back, episode 137 of the most consistent podcast in the Carolinas. Timing was good.
Yeah, it was a tad early, though.
Tad early, but timing was good.
We did good.
Y'all been working on that.
Yeah.
I can tell.
We've been trying.
Yeah, I try to time it out. Sometimes there's a little delay, sometimes it ain't.
That's all right. That's all
Yeah,
right.
you know. How everybody feeling this weekend? Everybody good?
Good, man.
It's
Yeah?
a beautiful day.
No, for real.
It is
Yeah.
nice outside.
What day was that? That felt really good. Was that Friday?
It was Friday.
Yeah, Friday
was
was
real
like-
nice, too.
Beautiful.
Hey,
Yeah.
today's competing with Friday.
Nah,
It is.
facts.
It is.
Facts. Did you eat anything good this weekend?
Did I eat anything good? Well, we cooked at home, so that's good.
That's a...
I consider that eating good.
That is eating
Yeah.
good. That is eating good, for
Yeah.
sure. Okay,
Can't
okay.
beat the home cooked meals.
Right.
Tanner, do you eat anything good?
Did I eat anything good? No.
So, yeah, did I eat anything good?
I ate some real generic shit this weekend.
Definitively no.
Yeah. Low key, I made a good ass smoothie yesterday.
Word.
But like that was kind of like the highlight.
If it's
my-
any constellation, I did have cookout last week. Just saying.
I have this theory. If you go to cookout once a month, it's really good. You cannot go more than once a month.
That's a fact.
Once a
I
month.
will note
Once a month.
to limit it at once.
Yeah.
Once a month, cookout is good as fuck. If you go even twice a month.
It's like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Don't remind me.
Yeah.
It was good though, wasn't it?
It was.
It was
Yeah,
good.
It slap every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go once a
Well,
month.
E40 said it's smack
Yes.
if it's
Smack.
food.
Yes.
It's smack.
It's smack if it's
You
food.
gotta be, true to the culture.
Got to. Let's go. Let's dive into what we've been listening to this past week. So for me, I've been listening to a lot of. I listened to Benny the Butcher's new album. Still
Hard.
fucking with it. Yeah, fucking with it hard. Listen to Earl and Alchemist's latest project. Shit hard, man. Good beats. Good beats. I ran Tenor Talk 4 Benny the Butcher. Nisia Extra EP. I ran Tia Kareem's new joint.
Hard.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah, her new
fire.
project's dope.
Yeah, it is. I ran self-titled Vince Staples. I ran 21's American Dream. A little bit of Whole Lotta Red, Cardi, Afterlife, Yeet, and Nicholas Craven. Yeah, Nicholas Craven.
Yeah, Bodie James.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I ran Live Love ASAP. ASAP Rocky.
Classic.
Okay.
Bro, that joint is so good.
Classic.
Crazy. That's really all I really listen to in terms of projects. Songs. I listen to Mexican OT and the Baby's new joint. I fuck with it.
them
Solid.
out.
BK the Ruler, Crayon. That track's hard. There's a little bit of Doo-Wop Kane. I ran Donda. When I was in traffic. That's a good album.
That is a good album.
And Come to Life is just, I ain't listened to that song in like months, probably like a year.
That's a beautiful song.
Yeah, I was just touched.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that nigga.
It's so sad that Kanye's antics get in the way of his music.
No.
You know what's really sad? It's sad that the antics are almost a necessity these days.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
very
that
sad.
is sad.
That's
and that's
the
not
truth.
just,
That's very sad.
and that's not just Kanye West. That's
Exactly.
that's everybody.
Kanye just be Kanye
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're 100% correct.
Yeah.
And it is sad.
Yeah.
Everybody
Now-
trying to go viral.
Yeah. I ran Jay Hines' 2024 track, and I ran J. Cole's Let Nas Down. Good. Yeah. Great track.
Classic.
Wow.
Great track.
Man, what a great
Spinning
song.
that on the random is crazy.
Yeah, just throwing that in the rotation.
It was on my shuffle. I was like, damn, I ain't heard this song in a minute.
Yeah.
Good track. Then, of course, I always listen to Larry June. Always.
Can't go wrong with some Larry June.
And that's all I got for this week. And then, Tanner?
So I did run Almost There, Tia Kareem. Or Tia Kareem.
Tia Kareem. No, Tia Kareem. It's
Not Tisa Korean.
facts.
no.
Facts. Shout out Tisa. Shout out
Shout out
Tisa.
Tisa and shout out Tia.
Yeah, facts.
American Dream, 21 Savage, Hall & Nash, Westside Gun, Conway. We only talk about real shit when we're fucked up. Buys. The album's stupid.
You know what? I still got to run that.
Yeah,
actually.
that shit is hard. Larger Than Life, Brent Fayez. Production is amazing. The Raleigh Sessions, Corey Miller. What else did I listen to? I ran the Black Album, Jay-Z. I did listen. I listened to some Kanye too. I think I ran some songs off College Dropout, and then I ran all of Graduation. So
Can never go wrong.
yeah, that's
Graduation on a random is kind of a regular thing for me.
like,
Yeah?
yeah. That's like creative bag.
Yeah.
That's when I listen when I'm trying to get inspired. So
Yeah,
like,
you can never go wrong.
can't go wrong with that. I did run a few songs off My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy too. What else did I listen to?
Forever.
Oh, I went back and listened to the off season because I ain't listened to it in a minute. So
Oh, that's a good run.
yeah, I went back and ran Cole's last project.
That's a
hard.
good project.
He did. I saw he didn't announce it, but he keep teasing the fall off for 2024. So we're gonna see.
I saw that.
We're gonna see.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah, he's been teasing it since 2018, so it's been 6 years in the making.
Yeah, we need that.
What else? That's really about it. And now I was just listening to some like put on my classics playlist. Ran through some like Mary J. Blige. What else was in there? Yeah, I ain't gonna go through all that, but yeah.
Solid week.
Solid
Solid
week.
week. And then Makeda?
Well, just a disclaimer, you guys. I don't listen to music anymore.
Let me put a bomb right there. What, can you go into detail about that a little bit?
It's become a thing like since 2015. I just stopped listening to music. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I don't watch movies. I don't listen to music unless I'm really, really compelled to listen to something.
Okay.
So me listening to music, I have to like crawl out of this hole of not listening to music to engage with music. It's a weird thing. That's another story for another time. But I have been listening to that new Flo Milli track.
Oh, word. Okay.
Hard.
Never
Shout out
Lose
Flo.
Me.
Shout out Flo Milli.
Yeah.
That's a hard track. Shout out to V's too, because I think V's got a track to that same beat. They're both hard.
He coming to Charlotte Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Okay, shout out to V.
Yeah.
But listening to that also too, as an artist, there's a lot of studying going on in my environment. And we've been tapping into Static Major. Y'all familiar with Static Major?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
We've been tapping into
R.I.P.
Static Major.
R.I.P.
Yeah, RP for
And I didn't, I mean, of course, everybody know Lollipop.
From Lollipop, yeah.
But I didn't know half the
Oh, yeah.
stuff that I had been hearing when I was like younger. A lot of that is either his writing or his literal voice. You know, I was a huge Aaliyah fan. Rest in peace, Aaliyah.
facts.
A lot of his stuff, I mean, a lot of her stuff was Static Major's pen, and a lot of Genuine stuff was Static Major.
Yeah.
A lot of people like he wrote for a lot of people.
Yeah, he's like a legend in the songwriting world.
I'm surprised they don't have like a movie or like a documentary about him.
Yeah. I think shout out to his wife and his family, but he has like a YouTube channel that she's running. Well, she has a YouTube channel that she's running for him with like all of the behind the scenes stuff.
Oh,
if
that's
you've
dope.
never,
I might tap into that.
and you wouldn't really know because people don't really talk about it, but it's it's a whole bunch of videos of like him in the studio with Timbaland, him in the studio with Genuine,
That's dope.
pictures of him and Missy and everybody. If you are into music and you're into like old school R&B, hip hop, tap into Static Major and look up some of the stuff that they got on YouTube about him.
That's a
really
bet.
dope.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing this afternoon.
No, I definitely didn't know that.
Yo, we were watching it and like we just kept being like, yo.
Yeah, like what?
yeah, it's a good watch. But that's basically what I've been on this past like week.
That's
yeah.
dope.
Okay.
That's
So like car rides is like
Solid.
I wish I had a car.
fair.
So there's
That's
that.
fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to sound superficial, but I'm really just listening to stuff that I work on. Cause
No, that's
it's always
understandable.
something to be worked on.
No,
Yeah.
facts.
To me, it's like a steak on a stick. So I'm just like, what can be better? What else can I do? Like, what else can I like think up? Like, what else? So that is where my focus is with music. So my attention span is very short when it comes to like music that I'm not working on.
That makes sense,
That
though.
sounds so bad.
No,
but it's
no,
been
no.
like that for a minute with me though. It's been like that for a minute.
Well, what made you? I guess where did you make that decision? Where you was just like, I'm not listening to, or was it even a decision, or it kind of just
It
happened?
just kind of happened.
It wasn't really a decision. It's like growing up, I watched a lot of TV. So when I graduated high school and like my dad was like, "You want a TV for your dorm?" I was like, "No, I don't." So it just was like a thing. Like I didn't want to watch TV anymore. It's kind of the same with music. So, I mean, before I started making music, that was definitely a defining moment of my music taste and just like my listening to music at all. But before I started making music, I was just inhaling music. Like I had the iPod Touch that came with the MacBook. If you go into college, you get the free iPod. I had all that. So I was definitely like, my iTunes was very crazy. And I had so much music. I was just listening to everything that y'all named, basically, like the old school stuff, 2009, 2010 era. But
what a great era in music.
That was a great time in
I
music.
mean, if you was gonna pick a time to stop listening to music, it would be right after that era.
Okay, so then you had that era that kind of got me started, like actually making my own music. So once that happened, it was nothing better than what me and the homies was making. So,
I feel you. I feel you.
To me, to me.
I feel you.
What I was going through,
I be on the same kind of thing. Like I listen to a lot of just the music we make.
Yeah.
So like I don't.
Yeah. But I mean, I think I definitely listen to everybody in the city, and that's not like a diplomatic answer. That's like literal. Like if it's anything that I'm tapping into, or me and the homies are tapping into, is people from the city. So
as it should be, honestly.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Yeah, for sure.
So, let's run it back a little bit. So, school, growing up, are you from here?
I'm originally from Hempstead, Long Island.
Oh, okay.
I definitely grew up in Charlotte.
Yeah,
I moved here when I was 2.
Oh,
years old.
okay.
So,
Yeah, so I grew up here, went to high school here, all of that.
yeah, okay. You like Charlotte?
I love Charlotte.
Love Charlotte. Okay.
Yeah. People who knew me as an adolescent,
Yeah.
they would be very, very shocked to hear me say that because
I love Charlotte too.
I was very much a child of people from New York.
Yeah.
So you know how when in the 90s, people from New York came down here and they were talking a lot of
shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, going and visiting New York and coming back here, mind you, 92, 93, and just 90 Charlotte was very different. It was not anywhere near as much activity going on.
Sure.
I'll say mainstream activity going on. So, it was going to New York and visiting as a kid was like, ugh, this is where I'm from. I'm from New York. Like, I'm going to New York for Christmas. I'm gonna come back with all the Rockaware and all the baby fats. I always say I have to give props to my hype beast era.
Yeah.
I was very much a hype beast.
Yeah.
Yes, but
We all
we all went through it, especially if you was a MySpace kid. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
He was
Ooh,
hype
what a
beast.
great time.
What a great time. I just feel like
What a great time.
we had some of the best
for sure.
eras, because it was a few eras within that 90s, early 2000s span.
Right.
So
I was watching, very random, but this morning I was watching the Y2K New Year's celebration in New York.
everybody thought they was gonna die.
Yo, that jump was crazy. I mean, I knew about it.
Mind
but
you, everybody thought they was gonna die, but everybody was gathered.
Yes, literally.
in celebration.
Because one of the announcers, he was like, it's crazy that we think we're supposed to die, at midnight, but we're all here in New York celebrating. We got music, we got, XYZ,
Turn
XYZ.
up.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then the whole thing about, the phones and the dates and the computer dates to going to 2000 is just going to
Yeah.
it was crazy. It was just like
The fact that everybody thought the world was going to end because the computer wouldn't know to change the
Right.
1 to
Yeah,
a 2.
right.
it was crazy.
It's called a fearmonger.
Yeah,
that's exactly
one
what
of the
it
comments was like, I was the owner of a computer shop, and man, we made so much money just by
that's
resetting the
crazy.
clock.
Yeah.
It was
That's crazy.
We almost won $1 million just by doing that.
They thought the banks was going to shut down. It's like,
Yeah, it was just crazy.
What a weird time.
They would have never fathomed TikTok.
No.
It was
Isn't that
crazy.
No.
Isn't
Yeah.
that wild?
That is wild.
But just think about the shit that we not thinking about.
Yeah,
That part.
20 years from now, what is the world going to be like?
facts.
That part.
Because it seems like, I'm not saying it's going downhill, but we heading in a weird direction.
Yeah.
The kids today,
Yeah.
kids ain't outside no more. Like,
Have y'all heard about It's like a device. I think it's a phone that PG Lang is dropping. Apparently,
That's
Well,
like that's Kendrick.
yeah, that's
creative
Kendrick's.
group, right?
Yeah, Kendrick's. I don't want to call it a label, but
it's
it's
like a-
definitely like a
Whatever you wanna call
collective.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently, this cell phone, it doesn't do any kind of social media. It doesn't do. I don't even think.
Oh,
it
it's
does.
just a phone.
Yeah.
It's just call and text.
It's very minimal.
Yeah.
And it was interesting when I found out they were doing that, because I'm like, oh, okay, people are starting to make their stance known on where we're going with this social media and the internet thing, what they want to have in their lifestyle and what they don't, but and I don't want to explain too much about the actual product. I would rather people go look it up, but it's definitely their take. I was like, okay, that's y'all take on where things are going and where y'all want to see it going, as opposed to like,
I'm going to look at
Man, I don't know. Going back to a world with no social media, man, life was a lot
I
simpler.
hate social media.
Yeah, life was a lot simpler when there was no social media. Now,
I have a love-hate. I have a love-hate.
yeah, it's like some days I'm like, all right, the like thought of it is cool, right? Like, I can connect with anybody in the world at any second, right? But it became something that is detrimental to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like
Now,
a lot
I
of
will
people's
say-
mental health, a lot of people's
Like early
Bad
2000s, maybe 2005, 6, 7, whatever.
when YouTube
like,
didn't have ads,
yeah.
social media was still cool.
When
But, like,
nothing had ads.
It was a luxury to like get internet or like online. Like for example, like gaming, right? Like if you had like Xbox Live,
Yeah,
like,
you was
oh, like you're like almost
Yeah.
like rich. You're like,
Yeah,
oh
you was
wow,
lit.
you're one of them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it was just kind of like you had to go through a bunch of hoops to get access to like everybody. Now I can sit here and go to Twitter in 3 seconds, and I have access to like everything. Same with Instagram, Facebook, XYZ. I think I liked it when it was complicated to get access. Like you had to go through a lot of steps.
You had to put the work. You had to like put work towards it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to put work. It's just like with like film and VHS. You gotta get the VHS. You gotta play it back in real time. You had to do a whole bunch of steps. Now I can shoot a movie on my phone. Like
Yeah.
it's really not hard.
Right.
You
And
know, it's very
I
easy.
think for me, that's the love-hate part.
Yeah.
The accessibility and the ability to do things.
Yeah.
But the part I really don't like is giving any and everybody access to like exchange thoughts.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Without any like filter or without any kind of regulation.
Yeah.
I think that, and also like just information, because people be lying on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
people-
be
people
lying.
People be lying
Yeah.
on
No,
the
people be lying.
internet.
Yeah, a
Y'all see
lot.
them circulating that Ocho Cinco and A$AP Rocky's cousins.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah. It's just
Ocho
like-
Cinco, that's your fault. I want you to know that. But people are just posting
what?
it and just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the part I just am like, okay.
Yeah, see, we could have a whole convo about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the interview with you, but
Yeah.
another episode we can talk about this
Yeah.
because
That's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
good conversation.
It
to have.
is. It is.
this is stuff that I like look into a lot.
Yeah, me too.
But anyway, all
right, jump back to the interview.
back to you. So, yes, okay, raised in Charlotte, born in New York. So, singing, just overall singing. So, were you one of those kids that just sung, or was it like you got into chorus and that's where the love came from? Was it that you heard your mom? Was it radio?
I was definitely a theater kid.
Oh,
I was
okay.
definitely a theater
It's
kid.
one of my regrets. Like, I wish
Really?
I wish I was a theater kid. Yeah,
Oh, I
wasn't
mean,
into it.
it's never too late to be a theater kid,
Oh, yeah, very
for
true.
sure.
Yeah.
And I will anoint that on you.
for sure.
But yeah, I was a theater kid. I started taking dance lessons very, very, very early, like before singing or even like acting came in the picture. Dance and movement was first. West African dance specifically was like my first movement. So I was learning traditional West African dance and rhythm, drums, instruments and things like that from the age of 4.
Damn.
And so
Mad early.
So it was just in the cars.
yeah. My mom and dad are very, very cultured.
Okay.
They blackity black.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
and I appreciate that very much, being cultured and all of that. So I also went to BB Dance Productions, just
Nice. Shout
like
out,
a
BB.
real Eastside princess, you know. So
Yeah.
BB Dance was a staple part of my performance growth. Being in competition dance and all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff was a big part of learning the performance,
did you win?
technique. I wasn't in competition that long. I actually got kicked out of competition because I didn't go to nationals. Like I low key sidebar. Nationals is like a big deal. Like it was in Myrtle Beach, and it's like all the regions come, and like it's like a big thing. And
It's the Grammys.
they literally, I'm like 7. it's summer break. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm watching
I ain't
Disney
trying
Channel
to
just
go to
came to
that.
regular cable.
Yeah, right,
I was
right.
like,
Yeah.
it's summertime. My parents well, my mom was away, and I was with my dad.
Yeah.
Completely just forgot about it and didn't go.
Yeah.
They
okay.
were like, they had to have a conversation. They were like, we're gonna have to have her sit out. She won't be able to
man.
participate. Like, it had to be some repercussions for that, because when it, again, going back to performance and everything, with dance and movement, choreography requires spatial placement. You have to have a space. It's spaced out depending on how many
Right.
people it is. So that was like something that wasn't in my mind at the time, but then when that happened, it was kind of like, oh snap, that was probably a big deal, like for me to not be there. So just little stuff like that, helping me learn.
Now, was this like dance team or was this solo dance? Okay. all
Yeah,
right.
dance team.
Okay.
Yeah, like
I
if anybody
yeah.
knows BB Dance, they do like the America's Got Talent level type,
okay.
back doing flips and
so
whatnot.
you not showing up was an issue.
Yeah, oh yes,
Like,
No,
they was
facts.
because
hot
they're
about
also vying for trophies and things.
okay.
Yeah,
So
okay.
that was
so
a
they
big
probably
thing.
never been more mad at a 7-year-old. Okay.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
No, really.
That's crazy.
But that was my little BB Dance production story. But
Gotcha.
yeah, so that I went to Piedmont Middle School, they had a very intense theater program and dance program too. So just being a part of different stuff in the community, Afro-American Cultural Center, Spirit Square, all the different, staple pieces of Charlotte that
Correct.
may not necessarily be what they were anymore, but I was there.
You was there.
I was there.
At what point, I guess did the music start taking over the dance, right? So like, at what point did you stop, kind of move away from the dancing, start focusing on?
So that
kinda
was
music?
that was a very defining moment. That was actually a moment. I went to. So before I graduated high school, everybody knew I could sing. I got a superlative for, singing and everything.
Yeah.
So people knew that I had a voice, but I wasn't making my own music. I wasn't going to the studio. That was, 2006 to 2009.
It was a lot harder to make
Exactly.
music back then.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
It was a luxury.
before that, it was just kind of like a more dance heavy, more theater heavy, and then once I got that MacBook,
It was over
it
with.
had GarageBand.
Yeah.
So I went to UNC Greensboro and I actually went for dance, music theater and
that's dope.
dance. That's
Oh,
what my
wow.
degree is in, music theater and dance.
Oh, sick.
And still heavy on dance, and I got injured. I got injured and I wasn't able. I had to sit out of class, and mind you, these is classes I'm getting grades in.
Oh, okay.
Like we have to do a piece in class, and we're graded on how we do.
Yeah.
With movement.
Correct.
So I wasn't able to do that at that point. So it was tough. It
Yeah,
was
I mean, for sure.
definitely tough. But I had started playing around with GarageBand, and I just spent my time doing that. I just was messing with it, and I didn't have no microphone. I didn't have nothing.
So you was literally just playing around.
I was
right?
literally
Yeah.
just hitting recording, recording on the keyboard microphone that's
Yeah.
built in the
Yeah.
keyboard.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Gotta start somewhere.
of course I thought I was Erykah Badu.
Yeah.
So my
As you
first,
should. As you should.
As you
who-
should.
Who else would you want to be?
Yeah,
come
as
on
you
now.
should.
So, so again, I was at the same time I'm ingesting music, got my iPod and everything. So I'm just playing around, and I dropped a cover of On and On by Erykah Badu. And that was my YouTube, no ads.
Yeah.
Right. No
Just
ads.
uploaded YouTube, wasn't
Correct.
really no picture. It was just like the little like
The little YouTube thumbnail they give you.
whatever exactly. So that I just dropped it and I was just like, I'm about to share this. So, and that's actually on SoundCloud right now. You could go listen to
That's
it.
dope.
Oh, I'll
Yeah.
definitely go
That's
listen to it. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, but that was a defining moment. That was 2010.
Okay.
2010, yeah.
Good time.
And I was like, I'm about to make a mixtape.
Word.
So
Okay.
So
Yeah,
so
go
during that time, who were some of your influences? Right, I know you
Everybody.
mentioned Erykah, but
Yeah.
Everybody, Erica, Lauren, Jill, Sade, heavy on the Sade. Who else? A lot of 90s hip hop. A lot
That's a
of
solid
old
list
school
you gave
hip-hop.
right there. Yeah.
Doom. Everything was Doom. Everything was Mad
R.I.P.
Lib.
Yes,
R.I.P.
all
Rest in
caps.
peace.
Man.
Rest in peace, Doom. Tribe.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
yeah.
Heavy on the Yay.
Yeah.
Public Enemy, like just everything.
Just everything great.
Jazz,
Everything great.
Hugh Masekela, like South African jazz, like everything. Hector Lavoe, like salsa.
those are-
Fania All Star, everything, bro.
Those are crazy. Like.
This is a
Everything.
high level of music.
Yeah,
taste.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Shout
Yeah,
out
like
to
that's
my-
crazy.
Yo, shout
That's
out
a
to my
crazy
mom and dad.
group.
Shout out
Yeah.
to my mom and dad. Also, I have 5 older brothers.
Oh, word. Okay.
Very, very 80s,
Yeah.
70s, 80s kids. Definitely the epitome of hip hop culture.
That's dope.
Yeah,
You know.
sound was always around you.
Yeah, for sure. So
Nice.
that was definitely my foundation of music taste. Yeah.
Now, let me ask. So, whenever you did, whenever you did dive into music, how did your parents feel about this versus dance? You know, where you're in college for it.
My parents have always been supportive of anything I wanted to do in the arts. Like my parents have taken me to auditions. I used to be in a dance group when I was 7, 8, getting
wow.
paid.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
dope.
getting checks to
Oh, yeah.
perform, being the only kid in the group because I was like a little mascot. It's not like I was as good as, I mean, maybe I was as good as the adults, but I was still a kid and
Yeah.
everybody knew I was a kid, but I would perform with the group as
Yeah,
a
so you
member
was
of the
in there
group.
for real.
Yeah. So my parents were super supportive of anything creative I wanted to do, whether it was
That's good.
drawing, whether it was singing, acting, dancing. Dancing just so happened to be the most like active and lucrative at the time.
Right.
And it wasn't like it was a look because they was paying for stuff. They was definitely paying for BB dance. I'm gonna tell you that. But yeah, like whatever I wanted to do, they was just like, yeah.
That's dope. That's so.
Should
That's
do it.
that's very important.
That is
That's
very
so
important. That
It
is very
is.
important.
It definitely is for sure.
Yeah, having parents that like really support everything you do is I mean that just builds confidence as a kid.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you were a very confident kid.
I was a talkative kid.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, yes, I was outgoing and I was definitely like a friendly kid and just like a extroverted kid, but the confidence level with like performance and just art, I kind of like I'm a play it safe type of person.
Okay.
I'm also Sagittarius. That's very Sagittarius of me,
Yeah.
just to let you know.
Team Virgo.
I'm not okay. I'm a Virgo rising.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I know a little bit about it. But yeah, but just like nobody's gonna see it unless it's perfect. So I'm outgoing, but when it comes to sharing my talent and my art, I'm very much reserved. And it's like if
It has to be right.
yeah, I'm not on the yay vibe. Like y'all gonna
Just
hear
share
some
everything.
unfinished.
Yeah,
Like
nah,
y'all gonna see
nah.
the no. It's not like that. So and I mean I think some of that comes from not a lack of confidence, but just like a certain level of confidence.
Okay.
Or lack thereof. But I feel a lot of times I'll notice that I'll play it safe because of that, and I kind of correlate that to the confidence level. It may not necessarily mean I have a low confidence level, but I may not be confident enough to share everything with people unless it's like perfect to me, and I always been like that since a kid.
There's nothing wrong with
I
that.
would say that's
like making
good.
sure it's right is
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
opinion, like you're talking about Kanye. Like nobody wants to hear Kanye's. I don't want to hear anybody's unfinished music.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think most people don't. Right.
Yeah.
I think the
No.
only
Yeah.
the only
Some people like to hear the process, but
yeah.
I like
That's
to
that. I
hear
just feel like that's for a different time. Once the finished product done came out, then okay, now you can rewind a little bit and okay, I would love to see the process. I don't want to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
I'm being forced to see this process. Then I see the finished product.
Right.
So it's like, oh,
Right,
well, I heard it. It's kind of like the snippet thing. When people release a snippet, they fall in love with the snippet. Then when the full song comes out, they're like,
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. Like, oh, this.
you got to be careful about that. Too.
Yes, you do.
You got to
100%.
be careful about releasing different versions of stuff
Yeah.
and yeah, for sure.
Off the top of my head, First Class Jack Harlow comes to mind because he
Yeah.
had the sample in there. It was a huge hit on TikTok for 15 seconds.
Dang,
And then the
wait,
song
they
dropped.
took the sample off?
No, they kept the sample.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Like
but the snippet and like the TikTok sound was just the hook with the sample.
Got
and then the
you.
song came out and it was not what people expected.
Yeah.
And they were like,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See that tick? You
Yeah.
never know how
Yeah.
TikTok gonna come
that,
at
fit,
you.
that, that,
Exactly.
that 15 seconds can hurt.
Yeah, yes, it can. Like, was it worth it?
Yeah.
But speaking of your sound, so your Spotify bio, high fives and low fives of southern northern influence with a love of early '90s hip hop, jazz, world music, and a foundation of Geechee,
Geechee. Yeah.
Native American and African, and I don't know that word. But yeah.
That's I can't remember when I wrote that bio, so forgive me if it's a little
it's
extra.
No, it's me.
It's okay.
It's all right. It's supposed to be extra. It's your,
right.
But it's your
I
introduction
mean,
to people.
it's accurate.
Yeah, but no. Whenever I was just doing my research, I was like, dang, that's a chunk of
It's hearty.
great words. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
not just
I wrote it
I can
myself.
sing. Yeah. Shout out to you. But okay, so let's fast forward a little bit. So would you list yourself as classical?
No.
No,
No.
no.
Maybe
Okay.
classic.
Classic.
I don't know. I'll let other people decide that if it's classic or not. But
Okay.
I would like if you're talking in terms of genre, I would say like currently R&B soul is the focus.
Okay.
Yeah, R&B soul and definitely like a foundation of hip hop and world music, like kind of
Yeah.
like the bio would say.
Okay.
So you started playing around GarageBand, you said around 2010.
Yeah.
When did you start taking music serious, I guess, is the
And that tape you talking about?
Somebody okay, so I did a mixtape. My first mixtape, it was called You May Enter, and that was just like a gathering of beats that I just wanted to do something to. Doom beats, Mad Lib beats, different stuff. And dropped that. Then I did another one after that. It was called You Big Dummy. Same, it was because I also used to go by the Red Fox.
Oh, okay.
So I was also a Tumblr kid too. It's
Ooh,
just,
same here. I still be on Tumblr actually.
All of the
I still
all
be
of
on
the witty, different puns and things like that. So I had the cover was a cover of a picture of Red Fox, the comedian.
Oh, that's dope.
And it said "You Big Dummy" on it. Like that was just the name of the mixtape. Some silly. So that was just like another compilation of beats that I just was like, I want to sing on this, right? So then the third body of work that I dropped, this is when it kind of like was a defining moment for me. It's a lot of people that really enjoyed this project. It was called Aporia. And that project I did with a producer. It was one producer, made all the beats. His name is Geppetto. Shout out to Geppetto.
Geppetto.
I don't know
That's a
where
cool
you
name.
at, bruh, but shout out to you. Anybody who like was around during that time, they know Geppetto. Geppetto was like, he was on his Dilla vibe, like it was giving Dilla, it was giving like soul chops. That was a favorite of a lot of people. So that was really, really a defining moment in, okay, like people like this stuff. Like people actually are putting me on blogs. Like I was getting on Two Dope Boys and everything.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
oh,
shout
man,
out to
what a
Two
big
Dope
Shout
what
out
a-
to Miss
Yeah,
Amy. That
man.
was Miss Amy. She plugged me in with Two Dope Boys and just I was getting on blogs in the UK and I was the internet.
Yeah.
Literally the internet. So there was no streaming services. It was
And around what time was this? Probably like 2014.
this was like 2013.
Yeah,
Two
Dope
no,
was
no,
like
no,
2012.
No, yeah. Aporia was 2011 I was working on it and it dropped in 2012.
Okay.
Bandcamp says 2013, but it was like 2012. Yeah. 2012. Yeah, that was a really good time. And that was a lot of performances. I was doing a lot of shows and people were starting to like hear about
Really
me.
tap
And
in.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. People.
People like my music.
Yeah.
So
So,
what was
that
that-
was a big moment.
So what was that feeling when you started to realize like, oh, people like like my music?
Did you know that people was going to like it?
No.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
said imposter syndrome.
yeah, and I mean honestly, back then when I was making music, I really didn't care if people liked it because I knew a lot of my stuff was cryptic. A lot of my writing, it was just real like esoteric and cerebral. So I wasn't expecting anybody to even really know what I was talking about, but I knew I could sing.
Right.
And people were telling me what they liked, and I was just taking note of things that people did like, and I was just making sure I liked it. So at that time, I didn't really care too much if people liked it
That's
or
a
not.
great time in making music.
It was
though.
so
It's fun.
great
It's
because
fun.
I'm so not there anymore. I'm trying to get back there, but
Yeah.
I'm just like, dang, like.
life.
And I listened to my old stuff. I was like, dang, she sound like she ain't give.
Yeah.
She sound like
In
she
a
ain't
different
care.
pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I mean, I think that was part of it, like making the music, not really worrying about what people are gonna like too much, and worrying about what I like because I was trying to make music that I wanted to listen to.
Yeah.
Bingo, yeah.
So I was trying to sound like Erica. I was trying to, and I mean, not when I say trying to sound like people or things, I would just kind of pick out the elements of things that I liked about music and see if I could recreate it, you know? And if I was mimicking something, I would like directly mimic the bar, you know? So it wouldn't be like I'm biting, it would be more like I'm paying homage.
Paying homage,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
And people could be like, oh, she
She know it.
listened to such
She
and
know,
such.
yeah.
That's kind of my
That's where I got that
vibe,
from,
you
yeah.
know? And I feel like that's just like a thread line throughout my music, even to now. Like I'll put references in there, like even like the came through just to see you, yeah, I knew where to find you, then wish to
it's-
see you. That's like that's Aaliyah off
Yeah,
rip, you
yeah.
know, like everybody gonna know I'm an Aaliyah fan. So yeah, so that was how I was rocking back then, and you know that element kind of stayed through, but yeah, like that time period was kind of just like a blur almost. Like it was still imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
You know?
You just felt like you weren't.
I just hid behind, well, I don't care what y'all think.
Yeah.
Y'all probably not gonna like this, but I don't care. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
like that vibe. So
That's
yeah.
a fun time though. When
It's
you're making music,
it is
you
fun.
having fun doing
because
it.
it's very underdog. It's very
Yeah.
like, you know, underground.
It's free too. Like you feel free when
Very
you
free.
because you don't care.
Right.
When
right.
like when you put it out now, like you know, if you care what people are thinking, you drop the music, you sitting there
Yeah.
looking
Especially
on
with social media.
You like
It's so many criteria. You
Yep.
gotta use these sounds. You gotta mix it this way, and it's like that stuff is actually cool because it still brings that element of okay, everybody can't.
Yeah.
You know,
correct.
it got to be some skill level. So that's dope. And the more I study, you know, I want to be at that caliber, but also too, it's a lot of fun not having no
Yeah.
criteria.
Yeah, not putting
You
yourself
know,
in a
or
box.
at least creating your own criteria and that being it, you know?
Correct.
Yeah.
So I first saw you performing at a Skinny J show. Shout out Skinny J.
Shout out to
It was
Skinny
in
J.
2021. Great performance. It was at
Space
was it
one,
Double
Space
Swap?
212.
Double Swap.
Okay.
It was at Double Swap, and I just remember your set being very good. You I want to say maybe it was the last one to perform. Maybe I don't remember, but
If it was like the all girls show,
Yes,
yeah,
that one, yeah. Okay.
Shout out to Skinny J. That was my
Shout out
first
Skinny.
headlining
really,
event. Yes,
wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, I feel like we was this imposter syndrome, but I feel like we was all headlining. I didn't feel like the headliner. I didn't feel I just went last.
Right.
You know, I just went at the end.
I just remember your set being really good, and I remember you performing After Party.
Yes.
Yeah, After Party. Can you tell me a little bit about that track? That's a favorite of mine.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
So that's what I was just singing a minute ago. That was a bar from After Party. But so produced by Noel Figueiredo. I hope I said that right, bro. I practiced that. I promise I practiced it. But Charlotte Legend as well. Noel is a super, super dope producer. I think we did that track.
I'll say released December 15th, 2019.
Yeah, we made that track
Yeah.
in like 2017.
Oh, wow. Okay.
2016, 2017. I sit on music for a very lengthy period of time. I'm trying to get better about that. But After Party was kind of like something we were working on. And at the time, I was living in New York, and I was working at the Apple Store, and I was taking up all of my time.
Yeah.
I was part-time, and it was taking up all of my time.
Ooh.
Yeah, and shout out to Apple, because Apple was probably one of the best jobs I've ever had. Not
Really?
even going front.
I hear that a lot, actually.
It was. It's especially when you work at the Genie's Bar, it's a lot. But I was working, and New York was New Yorking, and it was trying to be creative was tough. It was very tough. But we would get together sometimes. Noel would come through, and we would just go through samples, or we'd go through beats that he would have. And I was starting to really get in my R&B bag. Like, I hadn't been in my R&B. I was more like neo soul, hip hop, like soul chops back with the tapes that we were talking about before. But this time period, I was getting into more R&B, really wanting to like explore my voice more, use my voice more. And we did After Party, and it ended up being part of a project.
Yep.
I don't know if you got questions about that. I don't want to answer too much.
Continue.
Okay, so After Party started out as like just a Lucy, and I had this idea I was having a hard time getting myself together as a brand, like as an artist, but I knew I wanted to still make music, and I wanted to be in the music industry and work with other artists. So I decided I was going to make a compilation of tracks to pitch to other artists. Okay. So After Party, I wanted to give that to Ashanti. Another person that came to mind was Kalani. Another person that came to mind was Justine Scott. These are the people that I was thinking about when I was making. So you was
more in like a songwriter mode.
Yeah. So did a couple other tracks along the way, and it kind of just didn't fall through that way. The connects to whatever artist I wanted to pitch to kind of just didn't make its way there. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna drop it. Yeah. And that's what became Demo, because there were demos that I was creating for people.
Yeah. So
I will say, keeping them for yourself was a good idea.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, I would just drop them.
That's a dope project. Demo is a very dope
Thank you.
project.
Yeah. Yes,
Thank you.
Very dope project. I see you have 13 songs, and I remember at Skinny J show you mentioned something about it was like Kanye West. It was something with like a beat or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you bring that back to light?
Yes, I'll gladly.
Yes. There we go.
So, I'm living in New York. It's like 2016, and I'm watching Netflix. Right, just watching Netflix with the homies, and I hear this song in the background it's a Netflix movie. Okay, watching a Netflix movie, I'm like, I'm about to sample that. And I have this battle with making beats that I've always wanted to make beats, and I never just really like sat down and learned the programs. But my early mixtapes, all of those are chops by me. Like, if there's anything that's not like an instrumental that you could find, I like made the instrumental. Like,
oh, that's dope.
So I know how to chop stuff, and I know how to, like, if I really learn how to do, like, use the programs, I could make beats. But I just never focused to that point to like know how to use the programs and stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna sample this. I'm gonna make a beat. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I like that sample. I'm gonna chop it. I saw an interview with Madlib talking about making No More Parties in LA on an iPad. So I was like, what? Like, ain't no excuse. Like, I'm about to download, I'm about to buy this $10 app.
Right.
It was $10.
Yeah.
And I bought it.
Good time.
Right. And I was like, I think it's called like Slice or something like that. I don't know. But put the sample in there, and I was just chopping it and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it. Started writing to it. Now, mind you, I saw that interview before I moved to New York. And I was, I downloaded the app before I moved to New York. And then when I moved to New York, I found the sample. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to use this. So chopping it up, I had Kirk Collins do some drums on, because I don't know how to do drums yet at this point, right? So I'm like, I got this loop and I chopped it, but I don't know what to do with it. So we worked on the beat and I called it Kanye Slander because, it was inspired basically by an interview with somebody talking about working on some Kanye music. And it's just, I'm just very cerebral. I'm very like, put all my thoughts into it very cryptically and then create something and nobody will ever know unless they ask, right?
Yeah.
So
makes for good interviews.
exactly. So I thought so. Like it's about the story. It's about the story. So I got this song, right? And it's called Kanye Slander. And of course, when is Kanye ever not doing something crazy? So I'm like, not here for the Kanye slander. I don't care what he did. I don't care how trash he is.
I don't care what
not
he
here for
said.
the Kanye slander. I'm just standing on that, right? So I'm trying to be on the internet wave. It's Kanye's birthday, 2017, right? 2017. I dropped the song on Twitter on some, shout out to Ye, happy birthday, this one for you, right? A whole year later, this is June 2017, I think.
Okay.
A whole year later, a friend of mine at the time, she ended up going to Nas's release party. In Queensbridge. I think it was in Queensbridge.
Yeah, it was.
that's
It
dope.
was.
So she made her way in the release party. It was outside, but she made her way there and she's hearing this song and she's like, yo, Makeda, am I tripping? Like, is this not the beat that you made? And it was Adam and Eve. So Adam and Eve has literally the same sample as Kanye Slander. And it came out a whole year later.
Damn.
I mean, we can check the time.
And you said you got the sample from a Netflix show.
Yeah,
Yes.
from Netflix show.
So
Yes.
Because that's very specific.
And the person that heard it at the release party, I recorded it in her room.
oh, so she knew exactly.
Yeah,
what
she
I
it
was
Exactly.
watching the movie in her room.
Yeah.
So it was like I'm so glad that we were able to have
You
that
had
moment
witnesses.
because
Yeah.
she's the one that hit me up and was like, yo, I know I'm not tripping. Like, am I tripping?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, snap. Is this real?
Kanye
Right.
stole my sample.
Yeah. I was hyped.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
hyped
yeah.
because, I mean, I didn't get the sample cleared. It ain't like I'm
Yeah.
going to get anything from it. But
Yeah.
it's like, you
At
heard
least
it.
you know,
Yeah.
at least you know
I
your
dropped
taste
it.
was on.
I
the
dropped
same-
it for him.
Yeah.
I dropped it for him. I literally said, yay, this is for you. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he went and made Adam and
That's a
Eve.
crazy story.
It is a crazy.
That's
That's
insane.
probably like top 10 craziest things that ever happened.
Yeah,
In my
that's
like
crazy.
music career.
That's dope though.
Yeah, no, that's
Knowing
what
Kanye was
yeah.
like, okay, yeah, I like this.
Yeah. So if anybody wondering, go listen to Adam and Eve by Nas. Ooh, sorry. Go listen to Adam andEve by Nas, and then go listen to Kanye Slander on SoundCloud by
All
Makeda
right.
Iroquois.
Y'all heard it here?
That's dope though.
That's dope.
That's dope. That's a dope story.
That's a dope story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Thank
dope story.
you.
Thank you for sharing that with us. I just remember you. I didn't remember the story
Thank you
exactly.
for asking.
Yeah, I just remember
because
that.
I ain't about to just blurt that story
No,
out,
facts.
but I feel like people need to know.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure. But yeah, great project though. Great project.
Thank you.
And good.
I really like the. What kind of? So you chopped and screwed that whole project, right?
Well, I actually a homie who works with Chop Stars, DJ
Hey,
Syrup.
DJ Sir.
Shout out to DJ Syrup. Real good people's like cool dude. He was like when demo dropped, He was like, send me that.
Yeah.
I was like, for real, bro?
Yeah.
He was like, nah, send me that.
I fuck with Chop Stars, yeah.
Yeah. I really rock with Syrup. Shout out to Syrup. But yeah, that was dope to see him do that. It was dope that somebody wanted to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Got good music
that's
taste,
dope.
bro.
Yeah. No, you really do. I mean, just from the influences you have and all the names you throwing out, yeah, it's you definitely do.
Appreciate it.
So fast forward a little bit, we got the Diamonds joint. We got Diamonds. Can you talk about that a little bit? And also it being supported by the Artist Support Grant?
So, North Carolina Arts and Science Council.
Oh, okay.
So that came about. There's an organization called Fashion for All Foundation based out of New York, and they're geared towards diversity and inclusion in the fashion industry. They do a lot of spotlighting on Black creatives, people from all different cultures, but definitely highlighting Black creatives. And they did a highlight on Shirley Bassey. So Shirley Bassey, I didn't know she is actually a Black woman vocalist from Wales. I think she's from Wales, but she's the one that sings that Diamond sample on Kanye's.
Yeah.
Oh, Diamonds
And
from
I
Sierra
didn't know,
Leone.
Yeah.
So, and it's from the 1970s movie, the James Bond film, The Diamonds Are Forever. So she did actually a few title tracks for. So she's a legend, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So she's super, super legend, but I never knew who she was. So they did a post about her, Fashion for All, and I was like, yo, I gotta cover this. That was my first thought. I had no other thought before that thought. I was like, yo, this is a Black woman that sings this sample. I gotta do it.
Word.
I gotta do it. And it's a Ye sample. It's on brand for me, you know? So I was just like, yeah, and I wanted to push my voice. So being a theater kid, I had to revisit, you know, the caricature, I would say, the theatrics and everything. Because a lot of people that know me for music, they don't know me for theater and dance.
Yeah.
That's like my younger years. But I have always wanted to merge them. So I was like, I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to not only be head ass, but be like over the top, be, you know, explore my vocal range and all of that. So I went to Titan Studios. Shout out to Titan Studios. Recorded with Nigel
Shout out
for
Nigel.
part of it. Shout
Shout
out
out
Nigel.
Nigel. Yeah. Shout out
Yep.
Nigel.
Nigel actually recorded a lot of demo too, mixed and mastered that. So went there, did everything but that last note. Y'all know the note I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Did everything but that note in like one take.
Oh, you had to
And
prepare for that note.
Didn't revisit it for like a whole year.
Wow.
Got COVID and everything.
Oh, shit.
Voice changed and everything. After you saw me at the Skinny J event, my voice did something weird.
Wow.
I don't know what happened. It just kind of, I don't know if it was like long COVID or what, but wasn't able to get that record finished for a minute.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah, had to really build back up.
Yeah, to persevere for that one.
Wow.
I was like, what did I get myself into? So ended up finishing the record, which was like pulling teeth. Finished the record, and I had been playing it for people, and everybody that heard it was like, yo, this is crazy. Wait, this you? I thought this was the sample. And I was like, okay, people like it.
Yeah, right.
So I saw that the North Carolina Arts and Science Council was doing a grant for artists, and it was a visual grant, a visual art grant.
Oh, sick.
So, but they did open it to any type of artist. It just had to be a visual component. So I was like, well, I want to do a music video, because that's another thing about Makeda Iroquois. I don't have very many videos, music videos or visuals.
Correct.
So I was like, nah, I gotta have a visual. So I applied, and I just told the whole, you know, concept behind what I wanted to do with the video. Very simple. I wanted to do it exactly like one of her live performance videos. So it's funny, Surf Mitchell, shout out to Surf. He heard the song before I got the grant and was like, yo, I'm trying to do a video for this. Don't worry about nothing. We can talk about that later. Let's do a video. And I was
that's
like,
dope. Shout out to
okay,
him.
word. I didn't even have it finished yet. So I ended up getting the grant and I was like, bet, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I'm shopping with my people.
Right, for
sure. So Surf, Sheldon in Focus, shout out to Sheldon. Jump Cut. Who else was there? I had my niece in there. I think it was Studio 12.
Yeah, Studio 12.
That's where we shot it at. Went and had mood boards on mood boards on mood boards. Had people doing styling for me.
That's a whole production.
Yeah.
The aesthetic of that video.
I'm about to
was
shout out
perfect.
everybody because it's a perfect
Nah,
moment.
go ahead, as you should.
The kind of creative on the fit,
Killed it.
handmade,
Killed
Yeah,
it.
killed it.
handmade.
Handmade, that's
it.
crazy.
Yes, and then I made the accessories. I had the silver cowrie shells, the neck piece, and the gloves and everything, and all funded by the Arts and Science Council.
That's dope.
So shout out
That's
to them.
dope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
dope.
dope.
Yeah, that was like the first moment that I was ever able to like have a seamless like operation going on.
Yeah.
For a piece of art that I was making. It was just like
I bet that was a great feeling.
it was like nothing.
Yeah.
It was so great. It was so much fun. It was effortless for real.
That's dope.
So yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, I saw that
And the product was amazing.
That's what I'm
Thank
saying.
you.
Yeah,
Product
yeah.
was dope.
Like the whole
Oh yeah,
thing
and
for
I
that.
got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to Ratchet Co.
Oh, word. That's where I
yeah.
got mine from.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Shout out Ratchet Co.
Shout out
Shop with
Ratchet.
Ratchet Co.
Yeah, for sure.
Gotta shout them out. Yeah.
Facts, got to. But nah, that was a very, very dope, very dope visual.
Thank you.
Very dope track. I like the whole rollout for it. You know, it was done
Yeah,
very
thank you.
professionally.
Thank you.
Most definitely. So can you talk about a Forever Thing event?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So y'all asking some good questions. So It's a Forever Thing is an event that I collaborated on. We had it back in July, end of July, and a friend of mine, her name is Monica McMillan. She has Creators and Company. Shout out to Creators and Company. She's from Raleigh, but she recently moved to Charlotte, and we met at it's a music festival called Earth Girls Fest out of Greensboro. And she was curating and doing some creative direction for them, and we actually met when I was performing there at 1 year. So we met, and she ended up moving to Charlotte, and she's just telling me about all of these things she wants to do with her company, and just the branding and the it's hard to describe what she does because she does everything.
Yeah.
Creators and Company does everything. Pop-ups, branding, web design, like photography, styling, everything. So she came to me with an idea, and she said, I've been wanting to do this thing, and I'm wondering if you would be down. It's going to be the first of ever that I've done it, but I want to do an artist spotlight event, and I want you to be the first artist. So she was like, don't worry about anything. It's going to be sponsored by Creators and Company, and I want to make this like an ongoing thing. So basically, I'm so honored. She chose me to like pioneer the first ever event, like artist spotlight event.
That's dope.
So that's what
That is
It's
dope.
a Forever Thing was. And she basically was just like, what are you feeling? Like, what's the vibe that you want to highlight? And of course, Diamonds just came out.
Yeah,
of course.
So I was like, I'm definitely on the Diamonds wave. So she just curated everything. She got all of the decor and all of the mood boards to see what colors we wanted to use. We had diamond-shaped cups.
Wow.
We had
very detailed.
yeah, we had Chef Bill was making vegan bites for us there. We had Ev's Bev's Mixology making custom drinks, like blue diamond looking, had like glitter in it and everything. So it was very curated to what the artist wanted to do. And that's kind of what she presented as something she wants to make ongoing. So shout out to Creators and Company. That was a lot of fun. The rollout for that was a lot of fun. We put in a lot of work for that.
Yeah.
We got, man, it's just, I hope I'm not forgetting anything or anybody, but it was just so many people involved that are dope. We had CJ Monet creating art that we had there. We had, I can't remember. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think Bree. I would shout out your artist name, but the graphic designer that did all of our flyers and everything, fire. We had Wild Recluse performing, crazy vocalists. We had Omni, DJ Omni. She was DJing. Who else? We had so many people. It was just a lot. That was the first time that I was involved in like an event, like hands-on like that. Yeah. Besides performing.
Correct.
You know?
Correct.
So it was a learning experience for me. I learned a lot about the logistics of event planning.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So, you know, it was definitely a dope experience. It was eye-opening and it was a lot of work. Yeah. But it was worth it, you know, and I think that it was the first one. So it'll be more, and I won't be the spotlight artist. It'll be another artist, but I'm gonna definitely be involved
for sure.
The next one.
Damn, I'm mad I missed it.
No, yeah, that ass. Yeah, that ass.
It ain't gonna be the last time I perform.
We coming to the next one.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Definitely gonna be at the next one.
Exactly.
That sounds really good for the community. It sounds good for the music.
It was, if anything, and I don't want to demean it as if it wasn't what it was, but if anything, it was a test run.
There we go.
Okay, anything, just the stuff that we're planning and the stuff that, you know, creators and company and just other people that we're working with in the city, like we got the ideas, man. We just got to pull the resources.
Got to pull the resources. That's all it is.
Yeah.
For the sake of time, because I have to go to a birthday party. Do you have any more questions?
Yeah. So I guess my last thing is kind of Diamonds was your last official release, correct? Mm-hmm. So kind of what's going on musically in 2024?
What's up?
There's been a lot that's transpired since Diamonds. Mm-hmm. I've been planning a lot. I've been, you know, playing with ideas a lot, playing with music ideas a lot, but stuff has changed. You know, things, sometimes you got to pivot. So I am currently in flow right now. That's the best way that I can describe it. Okay. There's definitely music being made. I'm trying to become quicker with making music. Not that I don't want to take my time, but I don't want to sit on stuff for years.
I got you.
Yeah. I can't do that, actually. That's actually a no-no.
Yeah.
So, you know, just working on my writing technique and just my process, to have a process. For a long time, I didn't have a process at all. So it just was like, whatever comes. So, you know, right now I'm working on things. I may or may not be working on a project. May or may not be. That's what that is now. Before, maybe like a couple months ago, I would have told you I'm working on a project. But now it's just like maybe it's a single. Maybe. Yeah, okay. But I'm very heavily focused on sync licensing right now. I definitely, speaking of Vince Staples, you know, want to take a page out of his book and just create a whole project for, you know, that could be sync worthy. So definitely need to lock that down in some kind of way.
That's an important side of the business that nobody really focuses on when they first start making music.
That is true.
Like that's like a learned. Like, hey, there's a lot of good money in this.
Yes, you have to study to.
And it's amazing marketing. You can't get better marketing than sync licensing. Yeah, they hear your song. It's like what's the song right now that's going crazy because he's on an Apple commercial. The Doughboy song. Everybody thought he was Don Toliver, but it's Doughboy.
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, it's insane.
I can't think of the track.
But he's like there's an outlet on the wall and it's singing his song.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, there's no better promo than that.
Exactly. So that part. So that's definitely what I'm focusing, like songwriting for other artists and sync licensing is kind of like taking a little bit of a forefront. Not that my music is going away by any means, but that business side of like music business and just the writing and being in the studio and the production aspect of it, I'm really getting into that.
Okay.
Speaking of, shout out to Lillian Blanche because she is working on something that y'all may or may not be hearing soon. And I'm pleased to be a part of it. Pleased to be behind the scenes on that. But yeah, Lillian is amazing songwriter and vocalist too. So that's, for example, one of the people that I'm working with, writing and contributing to, and I really, really enjoy it. So that's something that I'm heavily focused on as well.
That's dope. That's dope. Make sure you get your credit.
No, yeah. Get your credit.
Oh yeah,
Get your
yeah.
credit.
And I working with people that is gonna make sure of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and I have another friend out of Jersey too. Q worked on a lot of stuff with her too. She gonna make sure I get my credit too.
There we
That's
go.
for sure. You know, that's
your
the
credit.
homie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So trust that is one of my favorite things. Like working with other artists on their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like
it's
a
even more
newly-
fun when it's your friends.
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
when it's like the homies,
Definitely.
that's the funnest part about making music.
Yeah. Exactly.
Makeda, we appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you. We got the Makeda interview. Before we move into this last little segment, is there anything else that you want to let be known that we didn't ask or so, or said?
I feel like not really anything about myself, but I feel like I want everybody to know that integrity is the most important thing in the world, especially if you're an artist. Integrity as a person, I just need that to be said. And if it ain't about integrity, it's going to fail.
Facts.
Just letting y'all. That's a
Wise
gem.
words.
That's a
Yeah,
gem.
that's a quote. Y'all heard it. We appreciate you. I'm glad
I
we could get you in
appreciate
here.
y'all.
Yeah,
I
I'm glad we
appreciate
get you
y'all.
in
This
here.
is good talk.
Yeah, this was dope.
Y'all was I really enjoyed y'all questions.
Good.
This is good
I'm glad.
questions.
Yeah, we had your name on the list for a minute.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
it's
I've been
on
wanting
the
to
list
you
a
for
while.
probably like 7-8 months.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We just had to,
Well,
just gotta line it
hey,
up.
Man, I'm very accessible, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
very accessible, especially when I got a ride.
For sure. Oh, for sure. But no, we're glad that you got to come through and chop it up with us. We have one little last segment before we get out of here. We call it last minute questions. So basically, very unorganized. We're going to throw out a bunch of questions at you in a minute.
Oh, God.
And we need you to reply very quickly. And it's like just questions at the top of our head. I don't have nothing written down.
Okay.
It's just going to be just questions.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're not about music. They just random.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, okay, so let me get my clock. Okay. Good? You ready?
Yeah. I'm ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Favorite soda?
Pineapple Fanta.
Oh, favorite color?
Lavender.
What's one of the worst foods you ever had? Or what's the food you don't like?
I don't like Chinese food.
Word. Favorite food spot in Charlotte?
That's a lie, but that was the first thing that came to my head.
What city would you love to travel to right now?
Morocco.
If you could live in any other country, where would it be?
Morocco.
Okay, I figured that.
Or South Africa, Cape Town.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that'd be dope.
What's one video game that you played growing up?
Crash Bandicoot.
Favorite brand?
Of
Like clothing brand?
Yeah, sure.
Amina Muaddi.
okay. Ice cream flavor.
Moose Tracks.
Interesting.
Look it up.
I will.
Look it
one more
up.
question, Tanner. I will. That's very specific.
Yes.
Bojangles order. That's a reoccurring one.
You should have asked me my cookout.
What's
order.
your cookout order?
Char grilled chicken breast club, not club
Yes,
style.
wait,
Char grilled chicken breast club style tray, no bacon, 2 chicken quesadillas and a cheer wine float, and queso sauce on the side.
That just made me hungry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm about to go to cookout.
I give
If you're listening to this, don't go to cookout.
Unless you ain't been this month.
Right.
There we go. Yeah, once a month. Tanner.
Right.
If you could write, like for the rest of your life, if you could write for one artist, what one artist would it be?
Erica.
And why?
Because I feel like it would push my pen.
Last minute questions.
That was good.
Thank you. Very good job. Yeah, that was very off the top.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, also too, I got a styling page called Off the Dome.
Word.
Off,
Okay.
But it's spelled off the do.me.
Your
'Cause
attention
Off
to
the Dome
detail
was-
is
Nah, for real.
yeah, nah.
Virgo rising.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. again, thank you for coming through. You're always welcome back here.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, the next time, whenever you
We gotta talk about that social media.
Yeah.
yeah. Now we can have a whole convo about that.
Please, y'all gonna incriminate me because I'm gonna get on here and start talking all kinds of conspiracy.
We can have a whole convo about that, but we appreciate you coming through.
Yes,
and
sir. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's just wrap it up.
Hit it. There we go.
Me and this mic gonna fight for real.
But all minds and hearts clear.
Yes.
I think
All
we're
right.
good.
Make sure you follow Tanner at Pay to Play Records. Make sure you follow me at Zebo.g, the Zebo page, Zebo NC, and the podcast page, Last Man Podcast. Make sure you follow Makeda at
Makeda Iroquois.
yes. Make sure you go
MakedaIroquois.com.
boom. Oh really? Word?
Yes.
Sick. That's tight.
That's dope.
That's tight.
Makeda Iroquois on everything. MakedaIroquois.com has everything on it.
Word.
Say no more. Make sure you go stream her latest single Diamonds. Make sure you support her music. Make sure you support her. We have a dope artist here. Very passionate about what she do and dope person.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you welcome back anytime.
I appreciate
Make sure you tune in to Zebo's Boombox where you can find your next favorite NC artist on Spotify and Apple Music. Shout out to our sponsors, MAMACITAS Food Truck and Libations Mobile Bar. Make sure you get your tacos and your drinks. And wherever you are, if the music is good, make sure you're supporting your local artists. Make sure you're streaming their music videos, show love, post them on your story, et cetera, et cetera. And one more time again, Makeda, thank you so much for coming through. That was a dope interview. That was dope. And last word?
Do. Nah, we might get sued.
I'm gonna steal hers, Moose Tracks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
I gotta check that out. Yeah. Last word?
Moose Tracks.
Okay. Jalapeno popper.
Word.
Okay.
Word.
Turn up. And we out.
But just know, Zebo is where it's at.
Oh, Zebo TV, North Carolina. Yeah.